This video is brought to you by
Cool green clothing coming straight up out of that DMV. You know what it is. This that Baltimore designer right here. Come on now, come and show some love and show some support. Go online right now, coolgreenclothing.com, and make your purchase. Oh yeah, by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's up, fam? It's your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 times, and I'm back with another video. In this episode of the Baltimore Way, I'll be discussing the tragic case of Isaiah Drummond, who went missing for weeks until his friend and roommate confessed to taking his life. But before we get into this video, welcome if you're new here to our channel. Please feel free to subscribe. Click that notification bell to get notified every time we upload. If you're rocking with the content, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with everyone you know. Make sure you watch until the end to hear the full story. All right, let's jump right into it. Isaiah Drummond was born on April 26, 1989 in Baltimore, Maryland. The South Baltimore native grew up in a close-knit family. Isaiah had many friends and was a top scholar and talented athlete who graduated near the top of his class at Southside Academy High School in 2008. Isaiah was known for his fun-loving nature and always made everyone laugh when they were in his presence. His loving and caring personality was infectious, and he impacted his family and friends' lives for the better. It was important to Isaiah to uplift others and encourage them to do the right things and strive for better choices in life. He especially motivated his siblings to stay on the right path and was vigilant in his pursuit to help keep them on the right track. After graduating from high school, Isaiah went on to attend Baltimore City Community College for 2 years, where he studied early childhood education. Although Isaiah never graduated from BCCC, he had plans to start a mentoring program for the youth in Baltimore. Isaiah was also a loving father who enjoyed every bit of fatherhood. Isaiah was a hard worker who wanted the best not only for himself, but for everyone around him. At 30 years old, Isaiah was living with his childhood friend and roommate, 29-year-old Epenetus Henriquez, in the 2500 block of Cecil Avenue. Isaiah and Epenetus grew up in the same South Baltimore neighborhood as children. They attended the same school together and even went to prom together. They considered themselves not only friends, but brothers. On January 22nd, 2020, Isaiah spoke to his dad about how he couldn't reach Epenetus, who was supposed to give him a ride from work. But that was the last time any of his family members would hear from him. When Isaiah stopped answering his phone and didn't call his 6-year-old son that night, his family began to worry. It was not like Isaiah to not communicate with his family members on a regular and consistent basis. Both his parents had spoken to Isaiah while he was at work that day. Isaiah's mom called his dad and asked if he had spoken to Isaiah, and he told her no, not since they had ended their last conversation. They knew Isaiah wouldn't just leave, so they started searching for him. Isaiah's family reached out to the news, handed out flyers, called his friends, and asked for the public's help via Facebook. Isaiah's father posted the following message: "We have not heard from nor seen him. If you should see him at any time, please inbox me or tell him we're looking for him." Baltimore police and Isaiah's family members searched the house he shared with his roommate and friend, Epenetus. They discovered evidence of foul play, but no sign of Isaiah. Later, it was revealed that a knife with blood on it was found in the basement where Isaiah slept. A bloody shoe and a t-shirt were also recovered in addition to Isaiah's wallet, which was empty except for a picture of his son. 2 weeks would go by as the search for Isaiah continued. After the discovery of possible foul play, police tracked down Isaiah's roommate, Epenetus, and brought him in for questioning on February 10, 2020. At first, Epenetus denied having anything to do with Isaiah's disappearance, but he later allegedly confessed to slaying his roommate and friend and then dumping his remains. Epenetus alleged that he believed that Isaiah was trying to poison him in an attempt to take his life. This allegedly led Epenetus to cutting and slashing Isaiah multiple times in the neck on January 23, 2020. Later that same day, at around 1:42 p.m., Epenetus led investigators to the 100 block of Reedbird Avenue in Cherry Hill, where they found Isaiah's body laying in the shallow water area of the Patapsco River. Epenetus was charged with first-degree hit and the slew of other charges pertaining to Isaiah's slaying. He was transported to Central Booking and held without bail. The brutality and the disregard for Isaiah at the hands of someone he considered a brother, his childhood friend, was hard to fathom for Isaiah's family and friends. They didn't expect things to hit so close to home. Isaiah's memorial service was packed with family and friends remembering his significant impact he had on them. The stories flowed at the service, and the family gathered to remember Isaiah through laughter and love. The family hoped to continue Isaiah's legacy of developing a youth mentoring program and planned to name it after him. It would take almost 3 years for Epenetus to go to trial for Isaiah's slaying. After being found competent to stand trial and rejecting a plea offer, he requested a bench trial instead of a jury trial, which was against his attorney's recommendation. In December of 2022, Epenetus's bench trial began. The evidence was presented in the court, including DNA evidence from the t-shirt, which prosecutors said was worn by Epenetus when he allegedly slain Isaiah. Isaiah's autopsy revealed he was jabbed 7 times and had 5 cuts, leaving him with 12 wounds to his neck area. Following the discovery of Isaiah's body, police found his phone with what they believed was blood inside a backpack they said belonged to Epenetus. The prosecutor said after Epenetus, was shot 2 days later. The prosecutor said based on Epenetus's statement, he put Isaiah in the trunk of a car wrapped in a rug or trash bag. According to prosecutors, the car that was used was the car Epenetus was driving 2 days after the slaying, and the same car he told police he drove to the Patapsco River. Epenetus's defense attorney rebutted and asked the court to ignore his client's statement to the police, but instead watch his mannerisms. The defense continued, mentioning, as indicated by the DNA analysis, anyone could have been wearing the t-shirt found at the home of Epenetus and Isaiah. He argued that someone else could have had worn the shirt. The defense also claimed there was no DNA found on the knife that pointed to Epenetus being the person who slayed Isaiah, and no testimony that the backpack belonged to his client. As far as what investigators thought was blood, there was no testing done to show that the blood found was human or animal, the defense said. The defense also said there was no indication of blood anywhere else in the home the two men shared, besides where Isaiah possibly bled out. Lastly, the defense argued that there is no evidence of premeditation nor any evidence that shows that apparatus was present at the scene. Before a full gallery on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023, the judge said they did not believe Isaiah was trying to poison apparatus based on witness testimony from the medical examiner, Isaiah's family member, as well as Baltimore Police Department officers and detectives. Instead, the wounds to Isaiah's neck and apparatus's knowledge of the location of Isaiah's body, among other pieces of evidence, suggested a slaying that was willful and deliberate. The judge added that the gravity of what happened got to apparatus, explaining how he no longer stayed at the Cecil Avenue residence after the slaying. The judge said the evidence suggests apparatus fatally wounded Isaiah. The judge found apparatus Henriquez guilty and scheduled a sentencing date of June 13th, 2023. During my research for this case, it appears that apparatus's sentencing has been postponed to July 31st, 2023. Wow, fam, this is a horribly tragic situation. May Isaiah Drummond continue to rest peacefully. He did not deserve to lose his life so senselessly, and even more heartbreaking at the hands of a childhood friend and someone he considered a brother, someone I'm sure he trusted. What could have happened between these two men that led to such a horrible tragedy? The whole story is just so crazy. What I also found very interesting is that both Isaiah and apparatus are biblical names. Isaiah, of course, is a prophet of God, and the name apparatus was the name of an apostle in the New Testament, who the apostle Paul writes to in Romans chapter 16. Both very powerful names. It's so tragic how friends can easily turn to enemies. My thoughts and well wishes are with Isaiah's family and friends. He was so loved by everyone he knew. There were 100 family and friends at his memorial who had all good things to say about the beloved father. Families have been forever changed, and the heartbreaking damage has already been done. No amount of justice will bring Isaiah back, but I do hope Isaiah's family has had some level of closure, and they remain the close-knit and loving family that they are, and continue Isaiah's legacy. Again, I send my deepest condolences to Isaiah's family. Fam, tell me your thoughts on this in the comments below. All right, fam, that's it for this episode of the Baltimore Way. Thank you all so much for watching and making it to the end. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2 Times, and I'm out.